Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm going to call this May 11th, 2020 regular meeting of the City of Coolidge City Council to order. We have no one here for the invocation. So what I would ask everybody is please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Norma, call the roll, please.
Yes. Councilmember Jimmy Walker.
Here.
Councilmember Tina Kaufman. Councilmember Steve Hudson. Mayor John Thompson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Jackie Henry.
Here.
Councilmember Ben Navarro.
Here.
And Councilmember Tatiana Murieta. Here. Thank you. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, Norma. We have no presentations, so we'll move into approval of minutes, discussion, and action. Item 4, we'll do 4 and 5 at the same time. Item 4 is a City Council regular meeting of April 13th, 2020, and item 5 is City Council regular meeting April 27th, 2020. If everybody's had a chance to review those minutes, and if there are no corrections or adjustments, I would look for a motion to act.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion to approve items 4 and 5.
I second it.
Okay, there's a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Business under items for consent. Does anybody need either one of these items pulled off of the consent agenda?
No.
No.
Hearing nothing, I will go ahead and read items. Number 6, consider approval of entering into a professional services agreement between the City of Coolidge and Kimberly Horn and Associates for the purpose of providing airport planning services for the Coolidge Municipal Airport. Item 7, consider approval of entering into a high-intensity drug traffic area grant agreement between the City of Tucson and the City of Coolidge Police Department for continued participation in the Pinal County Drug Task Force Program. Okay. If there's nothing there, I'd look for a motion to act.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion to approve consent items 6 and 7 as read.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We'll move into business under regular items. Item number 8, resolution number 20-08, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the City of Coolidge, Pinal County, Arizona, authorizing the issuance and sale of City of Coolidge, Arizona General Obligation Bonds, Series 2020, delegating the authority to approve certain matters with respect to the bonds and to select a purchaser, providing for the annual levy of a tax for the payment of the bonds, appointing a bond registrar. Let me see, these are transfer agenda and paying agenda for bonds, approving the form of certain documents, and authorizing completion, execution, and delivery thereof, ratifying all actions taken and to be taken with respect to the bonds in furtherance of this resolution, and authorizing any necessary budget transfers related to the bonds and the projects financed thereby. Who's got that?
Mr. Mayor, Gabe is going to be here tonight, but this item needs to be tabled. We had some late breaking news earlier today that requires us to table this item. We have to go back and do a little more work, and the COVID-19 issues and interest rates and financing the way it is, that's kind of a moving target, but right now we need to table this item until we have a little better direction for you.
Okay, I need a
Motion to table.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion to table in a second. Do you need a vote on that? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's tabled. Item 9, consider approval of entering into an agreement with IC Concrete LLC for the construction of a concrete pad at the City of Coolidge Community Drop-Off Center in the amount of $24,995. Good evening, Matt.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. The reason why this is brought before you again, and you'll probably remember that we brought it before you a few weeks ago for the original contract. However, when we sent the contract over to IC Concrete to be signed, they never signed it. They sent us back an email saying they couldn't do it for the price they quoted us. Because of the material increases, their suppliers and the concrete, and so they asked if we would accept a bid for $24,995. They subsequently submitted the revised bid to account for the material increase, and this is why we're bringing it to you for attention tonight.
Well, Matt, I notice even with the increase, they're way, way under the next closest bidder.
Mr. Mayor, that's absolutely correct. So we feel justified in bringing it to you again for the council's pleasure.
Okay, well, I don't have a problem with it, but does anybody have any comments or questions for Matt?
No.
No.
Todd? Okay, hearing nothing, then I need a motion to act.
So moved.
I second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
You bet, thank you. Consider approval, item 10, consider approval of the infrastructure and services plan for the PLH Randolph annexation. Mr. Lopez.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members. This is part of our ongoing obligation under our development agreement with to annex property under the PLH, aka St. Holdings Development Agreement, and to bring these properties into the city. So this is another piece that's left. We're bringing together. Tim's been working really hard to look at all the different pieces that are left, and this is one of them. This is the infrastructure and services plan that we're required to do prior to the annexation ordinance being adopted. So we've been through this process before. In this case, we have a quarter mile of La Palma that we'll be responsible for that's paved already. So that's on the western edge of the property. So that'll complete this piece of the property. He already has some annexations south of this. So, and next item will be the actual ordinance to bring it into the city. And Tim and I are here in case you have any questions. And so our recommendation is to accept the infrastructure services plan for the PLH Randolph annexation. Thank you.
Mr. Lopez, is this just a one-owner property?
Mayor, Councilman, yes. It's Jacob
Okay.
Anderson, Pinell Land Holdings.
Have there been any comments regarding this annexation?
Not to my knowledge, Tim.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Vice Mayor? No. All right, there's no questions. I need a motion to act.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion to approve item 10 is read.
I second it.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Item 11, ordinance number 20-17, an ordinance of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge extending and increasing the corporate limits of the city of Coolidge, Pinal County, state of Arizona, pursuant to the provisions of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article 7, Arizona Revised Statutes and Amendments thereto, by annexing thereto certain territory contiguous to the existing city limits of the city of Coolidge, consisting of 60.3 acres, more or less, and located within sections 8 and 9, Township 6 South, Range 8 East, of the Gila and Salt River Basin Meridian, Pinal County, Arizona, known as the PLH Randolph annexation, and adopting initial zoning of agriculture for said territory. Mr. Lopez?
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, as discussed previously, this is the ordinance annexing the property, and also it designates it as agricultural coming in. So we're supposed to do that within 6 months, so this does it right now, so we don't have to come back and do it again. And we filed the blank annexation petition February 27th, 2020. A public hearing was held on March 23rd of 2020 for this item, and the city staff recorded the annexation petition prior to this meeting. So we're ready to go, if you so choose.
Mr. Lopez, have there been any comments regarding this annexation to either you or Mr. Hanson?
Mayor, we're not aware of any at this point.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. Anybody up here have any questions?
Mr. Mayor.
Up front? No?
No.
Okay. All right, then I need a motion to act.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve ordinance number 20-17 as read.
Second.
Okay. Norma?
Vice Mayor Henry,
Yes.
Councilmember Navarro,
Yes.
Councilmember Murieta. Yes. Councilmember Walker,
Yes.
and Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 12, consider approval of the infrastructure and services plan for the UHU annexation. Mr. Lopez?
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, this 41.2 acre property is part of the East Line Solar Project and along Selma Highway and Lema Corner Road, south of Tierra Grande. So again, all the things were met. The infrastructure services plan outlines what services we'll provide. This is kind of tucked inside that property. There was a few pieces left, so we're going ahead and annexing the rest of it. So we've got all the required signatures. And I think in this case, we're just doing the infrastructure plan. The next item will be the ordinance to adopt it. And to my knowledge, we haven't had any comments, have we, Tim? Nope, we have not.
Well, that was my question. Does anybody have any questions?
Are we taking in that section of Lebanon Corner that it's adjacent to?
Councilmember Navarro, I believe that's already in the city of Eloy. Is that correct? Yeah.
The city of Eloy? Okay.
They're across the street.
That was my only question.
Okay. If there's nothing further, I need a motion to act.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me. Motion to approve item 12 is read.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 13, ordinance number 20-18, an ordinance of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge extending and increasing the corporate limits of the city of Coolidge, Pinal County, state of Arizona, pursuant to the provisions of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article 7, Arizona Revised Statutes and amendments thereto, by annexing thereto certain territory contiguous to the existing city limits of the city of Coolidge, consisting of 41.2 acres, more or less, and located within Section 6, Township 7 South, Range 8 East of the Gila and Salt River Basin Meridian, Pinal County, Arizona, known as the Hugh Annexation, and adopting initial zoning of agriculture for said territory. Mr. Lopez.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, again, this is the actual ordinance that brings the property into the city. The blank annexation petition was signed on October 16th, 2019, and the public hearing was held on November 12th, 2019. City staff recorded the annexation, the signed annexation prior to this meeting, so everything is in order and done correctly. So we're here to answer any questions you may have on this property.
Mine would be the standard question. We haven't had any comments on this.
No, Mayor, we have not.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Vice Mayor? Anybody else?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, but nobody has any questions. You guys good, Jen? You don't have nothing? Okay. Then I need a motion to act.
Mayor,
Go ahead.
move to approve ordinance number 20-18 as read.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Okay, thank you. Norma, there's a motion and a second.
Councilmember Murrieta?
Yes.
Councilmember Navarro?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Henry?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're down to the report from the mayor and council. We'll start over here with Councilmember Walker.
Just want to say to the entire staff, the city staff, that I appreciate everything you guys are doing in the midst of this COVID thing. Even though that it looks like we're going to be open up partially the state, that still be cautious, be safe, practice social distancing. I appreciate the fact that the PD is still going strong after our local drug problem, and it's just awesome to see you guys do the things you do, just the entire staff, not just the PD, and trying to work around this pandemic and trying to figure ways out, trying to figure ways how to serve the city and still keep safe. So I appreciate all of you very much.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
I'd like to echo that. I have one addition. I know a couple meetings ago, I guess some couldn't hear what I was saying, but I managed to network with an organization to get some different supplies for both the fire and police, and then our city staff Well, I got word a couple days ago that I, the gentleman is going to give 20 gowns, and they are washable gowns, so they are reusable. And so I'm going to get those the next few days and bring them to the fire department. So, and then plus I have some ear savers, if anyone is interested in those, for the ones that, like your full-time staff that wears the mask. I do have some of those. Other than that, that's it.
Thank you. Up here, Tatiana.
I don't have anything to report.
Okay. Ben?
I'm with Councilmember Walker. PD has really been stepping it up on a lot of the drug-related stuff that's going on. It's quite amazing to see how much of this stuff they're pulling off the street. And I, for one, have a personal tie to it, so I'm glad that you guys are doing it, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. Along with everybody else at the city dealing with this COVID, I know everybody has to deal with it, and it's not just PD, it's not just fire, it's not just the people in the office, it's everybody. All these essential workers and dealing with the gripes and groans and the whys and everything, and I think the city's just been doing a real good job. And Public Works, you guys have been out there, you've been knocking out the roads. It looks really good out there. Had that one unfortunate incident with somebody breaking an axle and deciding to keep on going, but I mean it looks really nice out there. So you guys are doing a bang up job. I know it's really been tying you up, but it looks good out there. So I just I, along with everybody else who lives in that area, really appreciate what you guys are doing out there. So that's what I have.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller?
Mr. Mayor, they stole my thunder. I was going to congratulate and thank the police department for their efforts on the drug enforcement campaign here in town. I also think that the streets look great. We had a lot of positive comments on the roadways. One roadway we need to get working on is the road to the airport. That's a disaster right now. If you've been out there,
last weekend, yeah.
you'll probably bust an axle going out there. But James was here earlier. I think he left, but I was out there today, and they're striping this week the runway and cleaning that project up. Should be done here pretty quick, and we'll open up runway 523. I think the county and the city are going to work together in a partnership to mill and overlay the airport road once all that heavy truck traffic goes away, and we can have a really nice entry road going out to our airport. Kudos to everyone as well, the city staff and all who've been working so hard to keep the services going. We've opened up our playground areas, the basketball court. Had a nice lunch today in one of our local restaurants. I enjoyed it. I got tired of eating at the picnic table behind my office. It was kind of nice to eat inside the restaurant today and say hello to the waitresses and servers. The latest report from the EOC in Pinal County, there were 620 confirmed cases of COVID-19 with 19 deaths in a county of nearly 500,000 people. So that's the latest. Obviously, those numbers of positive cases are going up because more testing is being done, and that's to be expected. But the deaths have kind of seemed like they've kind of topped out at 19. It's been that way for several days now. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. If you don't behave yourself, you'll be back out on that bench again. But I don't have much. I did Zoom. Is that Zoom? I did Zoom with the Rotary the other day. That was an interesting experience, and they're doing well. I gave them an update on what the council was doing, and they seemed happy with that. That one gentleman did ask about what are we going to do about the mental health of our citizens. We've been worried about the other health, but not the mental health. And I did look at the documents that we were provided, and it looks like there is a hotline for that type of activity. And so I put that on my social media. So if anybody has those type of problems, they can go to that phone number and call in. We went to the CAG meeting since the last time we met, and we did do that. So, and tomorrow in this very room, a Sun Quarter MPO meeting will be held starting at 10 o'clock. So that's all I have. I echo what everybody said. I hear things from all over the place about how things have been going in other communities, and I think our people here, our city people here, have done a much better job without causing a lot of fights with other mayors than a lot of the places that I've been hearing about. So I'm pretty pleased. These guys have gone out of their way, and for the most part, they haven't complained. They've worked and they've done their job, and I'm proud of them. So, and like I say, when finances are back in the business, people that do a good job get rewarded. So, anyway, I don't have anything further. If anybody else doesn't, I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
Be cautious of the killer hornets now.
Oh, no. They're not coming down here. It's too hot for them.
Motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much, everybody. We're adjourned.